everyone, welcome back. It's Eclectic Goddess, and I'm here with you with another video. And today we're going to be discussing about empaths. And I'm quite excited to talk about this topic because I am an empath, and I think there's so much information that can be shared about who we are as people and how we perceive the world. I want to educate other folks about just empaths in general and the three major signs that I'm going to be discussing in this video so that you are able to decipher whether or not you are an empath, or maybe you might have a friend or a family member who is an empath and you want to understand them a little bit more. Oxford has described an empath as someone with the paranormal ability to perceive another's emotional or mental state of well-being. And I think this is quite true. The fact that they mentioned that it's paranormal is quite interesting. I do believe that we as empaths have a very strong sixth sense. This sixth sense is very, very, very hypersensitive, especially with emotional and mental energies. So we are very, very sensitive to stuff like that, and therefore we can pick up on things very easily and be able to respond appropriately to what's going on around us. So let's get into the three major signs of an empath. The first sign is you are highly sensitive to the energies around you. What do I mean by this? Imagine empaths see the world as a big ball of energy. Because we see everything as energy, we are able to pick up on all kinds of different energies, whether it be positive or negative. We are hypersensitive to everything around us, situations, individuals, circumstances, everything. Have you ever walked into a building or walked into a room and you pick up on, some quite negative energy that's just been thrown at you? Sometimes you might feel sick. Sometimes you might feel just sad. Sometimes you might feel angry. And it's all because you've just walked into this room. Now, that is on a regular something that I go through. It hits me. It's kind of like someone's just thrown a paintball at me. The energies are so intoxicating to the point where I may struggle to stay in that environment, or maybe I need to be more aware of the fact that I've actually walked into a residual energy as opposed to it being my energy. So that's an example of how it works in regards to our sensitivity. Another example I can give you is, obviously as an empath, when people introduce themselves, they introduce themselves energetically first. So if someone is about to approach me, I can pick up on whatever energies that they are carrying, whether it be good or bad, before they even say hello to me. There has been times when I have been out and about and someone is about to approach me and I can pick up whether or not they are sad. Something very heavy is weighing on their psyche, and they want to talk. And a lot of the times, yes, I pick up on that before they even come towards me. And I have to brace myself because I know I'm about to have this interaction, but I also know that I don't want to be overwhelmed with their emotions. It's very important that being an empath, knowing that you are sensitive to energies, that you practice protection over your own energy so that you are not overindulging in others' energies and also thinking that it belongs to you. It's really important that you are aware that you are that sensitive to the point where you will take on, unwillingly sometimes, other people's energies without knowing it. It very much is a gift. But solitude is important to recognize what belongs to you and to be able to put up that boundary so that you are able to decipher between what is yours and what is not yours. So that is the number one major sign of an empath, is that you are highly sensitive to the energies around you, and also you need to be able to protect yourself more than the average person in order to maneuver in this world and keep your mental, emotional, and physical well-being intact. So we're saying all that, let's move into the next major sign. And this is people are naturally drawn to you. Most empaths are healers. And with being a healer, you will attract people from all walks of life. You will attract broken people. You can attract happy people. You can attract other healers. You can attract people from all walks of life. And that is your gift as an empath. Because people are more than likely unconsciously aware of your gift, they feel safe approaching you to discuss about things that's going on in their lives. There is one story that stands out to me. I was on my way to Manchester and I was on the train and I was sat next to this lady, and I could pick up on her vibrations. She felt very agitated, very sad, very worried, very anxious, and I could pick up on that. It got to the point where her emotions were weighing so heavily on me that I had to intervene, and I asked her, "Hey, are you okay? Is everything okay?" And she turned around and looked at me, and she just blurted out so many issues that were going on with herself and with her family. She also mentioned that her father was in hospital and he was really quite unwell. She was anxious about it. She was quite sad that it's happened so suddenly. She felt a lot of weight being put on her as the eldest child to be the one that kept it together and be the one that was always there for the father in hospital and relaying any information that was given to her back to her family. She had quite a heavy burden on her. And while she was discussing this to me, I could feel all that weight just lifting off from her. I can feel her becoming lighter and lighter. And at the same time, I could also feel that I was taking on some of those energies. So I was aware at the time that I needed to have some protection because I was unwillingly taking on her burden when all she wanted to do was to have a chat about, what was going on with her. She was there right next to me and she could have just said, I'm fine. But she felt come clean about what was going on, and she went really personal with some things that was happening in her life in that present moment. So that was a good example of someone being quite drawn to me in a sense that they felt very comfortable to reveal so much personal information about what was going on with her and her family in that moment in time. Other examples as well, I'll be walking about in the park and people will just come up to me and say, I feel like my husband is cheating on me, or usually, there's a bit of small talk before somebody comes out with all stuff like that, but it does end up that we do get into some very heavy discussions. Usually most empaths, they are quite good and they are very, very good listeners, and people are usually very drawn to them. The thing is, again, with that, boundaries are important so that you don't take on those energies that come with what someone is telling you, what someone's revealing to you, and taking it as your own. Empathy without boundaries is self-destruction, and it's the quickest way to drain yourself of your energy if you keep attending to those around you but not protecting yourself. So that's the second major sign of an empath, is that people are naturally drawn to you. The third major sign of an empath is that empaths are naturally drawn to healing professions and ways of living and being. You can see us in roles such as social worker, nurses, doctors, counselors, hypnotherapists. We are always attracted to roles that require helping others because that is in our innate way of being. We are helpers, we are healers. If we're going to be workers here on this planet, we would rather be in a fulfilling role that uses our skills, our gifts to support others and to support ourselves as well. So we are naturally drawn to professions that are involved in helping and healing other people. What you also find as well with this is that the more we become aware of our gift and the more skills we acquire as we go through this life with our gifts, we graduate to more spiritual practices in regards to healing. So you can see us in positions such as Reiki teacher, hypnotherapists, mediums. So roles like that we will take on in order to fulfill our duties here. We will feel much more inclined to do this kind of work as opposed to just a ordinary or average 9-to-5 kind of job. So yes, we are drawn to the healing professions, and we're also drawn to healing ways of being as well. You'll find a lot of empaths on the spiritual path of either becoming vegan or vegetarian. I myself, I am a pescatarian, and I'm quite happy with being a pescatarian. You know, a little bit of fish goes a long way for me, so I'm very happy with my fish and vegetables, etc. And I tend to eat quite well. You'll find a lot of empaths to be vegetarians and vegans, and also as well you'll see them quite involved with quite physical activities, activities that involve getting in touch with nature and being in touch with the world at large, such as traveling, lots of walking, outdoor activities, climbing, stuff like that. You might see some of us walking around barefooted on the grass. We tend to be very health conscious people. We want to be involved in healthy ways of being and healthy ways of maneuvering in this world. We are attracted to healing professions, and we are attracted to healing ways of being. And also we are attracted to not only helping others, but also spiritually evolving as well, you know. So we go quite deeply into the spiritual side of things. When you start to learn more about your gift and such, you tend to go in that direction where you are, you know, heading for being more consciously aware of your existence and the world at large, what role you play, and what your destiny here is. So those are the 3 major signs of an empath. And if you have any more questions, just write them in the comments down below. Give a thumbs up for this video, like, share, and subscribe so you can get some more notifications for new videos that I'll be doing in the future. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye!